Have you heard about yield farming but have no clue what it actually means? Let me show you the simplest way to understand it in just a few minutes. Here straight away we want to get an understanding of what yield farming is. This is probably the best article at this moment in time that kind of goes over it. Simple in terms, yield farming, also known as liquidity mining, is decentralized finance, DeFi strategy where cryptocurrency holders lend or stake their assets in various DeFi protocols to earn rewards. That is pretty much the key bones of what yield farming is all about. Now, we can go into other elements of this, such as the key components of yield farming. So we have the liquidity pool, which is going to be mentioned a lot, and also it's going to be referred to as LPs, liquidity pools. We have automated market makers. Again, these are pretty much the platforms where you're going to be trading, buying, selling, and setting up your LPs, liquidity pools. And also we have the governance tokens. Governance tokens relate to most cases where platforms provide you a token to incentivize liquidity on into their protocol. So as I mentioned previously in previous video, is we're using SwapX here as our cornerstone for all our content in terms of liquidity pools, and the governance token that in that case is SwapX token. Simple and straightforward. I'll bring up this image here and briefly touched on this the other day about how it works. Simple way of this operating is you, the user, is over here. So from here, you deposit your crypto into the liquidity pool, like the one I mentioned the other day. Pool is used for trading and whatever else. So we have the traders over here, and they're trading, they're buying, selling tokens. All comes in and out of that position. So our position goes up and down and fluctuates constantly. However, what we're generating here is we're earning rewards slash fees from this. So you can see here on this section here coming out. So we're getting fees and we're getting rewards basically into this. So we get transaction fees in some cases and governance token fees or tokens in other cases. However, some cases what happens is all fees are converted to governance tokens such as SwapX, and you're given the SwapX token. Now with these tokens, do whatever you want to do with them. Liquid straight away, you can sell, you can keep, you can do whatever you want to do with them. Straight away it's an opportunity to earn an income. So we claim our rewards on a daily, weekly basis, and that's pretty much basics of liquidity farming and yield farming. So probably I suppose for some people they're still on not 100% familiar with this strategy and how it works. Try to kind of make it a little bit easier here and brought it down here. So trying to bring real world scenario into this. Again, think of the house here scenario. So you again, you own your house or you own a house and you decide I want to rent it out. So house here represents the liquidity pool. You rent out your house. Here you have the happy little family up here with all the Johnsons for the time being. Turn around, decide to rent the house out. In turn, what happens is the money comes back to you. So what happens is they pay their rent, money comes back to you, you're happy. Again, the analogy there is just to kind of get you to understand how the entire process works. So the family here are paying for the luxury of living in the rented house, and traders up on this one are paying for the luxury of being able to trade in tokens, in and out of tokens within the crypto space easily and quickly. And as I said, in these positions, there will be a load of different people, users vested into it. So this is what creates the actual the TVL of the total value locked in these positions. I'm going to try and pop up a chart here. Hopefully now you might be able to see it, and this chart basically just gives you a representation of what actually earn, I suppose, in crypto. So in general, in your bank savings earn you maybe 1% max if you're lucky. S&P 500 can earn you roughly 7 to 10% over a year. Yield farming in crypto can earn you easily anywhere from 20 to 100% plus a year. Now, some of these gains are obviously massive, and even 100% is not something that is extremely risky. And like what I have here on this image here, you can see that we were in this one looking at the other day, it was 161. So it just goes to show the potential here for actual yield. Now, just to, again, to try and draw it all or finish it all off and conclude it all a bit here, is if we jump over here to my position I have, an example I showed the other day, you can see here I'm in a position, the token is a non and USDC. Again, this is me as a user. I provided into liquidity pair, and this APR I'm getting is 71%. You can see my total value that I put into this. You also see the amount of rewards I've generated, which is worth roughly $20. Now I've put this in when a total of $200. I've gained $16 in the price of a non going up, and I've also have $20 worth of tokens here of rewards. Again, going back to this from the fees, and if you want to even look at it from here, again, it's been coming back to me. So look, that is pretty much what yield farming is. It kind of gives you a good idea, a good understanding of where it is. I'll be diving much deeper into this, but I'm hoping that from this video series, people will start to kind of get a clearer understanding of what yield farming is all about, understand the impacts and how powerful it is. Just before we go, again, see it up in the top of the screen here. Shout out to SwapX, who are official sponsors of this entire series. This is going to be a powerful series, I think, that's going to massively help anyone within the crypto space. And I'm glad to have SwapX on board as part of this. So until the next episode, which hopefully will come out on Saturday, again, look forward to hearing, talking to everyone, and hope everyone has a great day.